What's up, everybody? It's Broken Bones here, and welcome to KrustyKraft. Today is episode 45, yes it is, and today is part 4 of episode 45, and that's because behind me, we have the superior Universal Dirty Tree Blaster. If you're not trying to watch part 4 and you're trying to watch another part of this tutorial, then go ahead and go down in the description, and all the links to all the parts are down there. You're going to want to make sure that you're watching the correct part, because this farm is absolutely insane. This farm farms birch, oak, jungle, spruce, and acacia. It also gets dirt, rooted dirt, mud, and clay. I've included a fully optimized storage system that's a one-wide tileable shulker box storage area, and this is already full. Check this out. We've got ourselves a full barrel filled with oak wood right here. We got a full barrel filled with birch wood, a full barrel of spruce wood, and a full barrel of acacia wood. We're starting out on jungle right now. We've already got 3 shulker boxes of that, and we're starting out on getting some mud here too. So we've got some mud coming into the system by the look of it, and we've got that much clay as well. This thing is absolutely pumping it out. As you can see, I've got my second account down there planting trees, and they're growing up and getting taken out of the farm, and this farm's been working absolutely insane. The last part of this tutorial, we ended it right over here at these pistons right here, and as you can see right here, these are these pistons. So we'll go ahead and play the last clip, go ahead and let you guys pick up right where you left off. And so if you guys are ready to get started with the tutorial, then go ahead and smack the like button for me, and subscribe if you guys are new, and let's get started with the tutorial. And material list will be down in the description. So now that we got that in place, next we need to go ahead and come onto this side over here. We're going to place ourselves in 2 more blocks just like this, so we have 3 in total just like that. Next we need to go ahead and come on up here. We need to place ourselves on a temporary block right here just like this, with a block up like that. 1 more like so, and 1 more up just like this right there on top. There we are. Let's go ahead and break out our temporary blocks here. Once we get rid of those, then we can go ahead and place redstone dust on top of all of that. Let's grab our dust here, and let's go ahead and place that on top of all of these here just like so. Once we have that in place, let's get up and on top of these right here like this. There we are. And then what we need to do now is we need to grab ourselves some regular pistons. We're going to place these on the sides right here, so we need to go just like this, facing them straight up just like so. Once we have these in place, next we need to go and take some obsidian and make sure that these don't get pushed down. So we're going to hop on back down here. We need to get down below here. We're going to take ourselves some crying obsidian, and we're going to place that down below here and here. Let's get ourselves back up so we're not trapped down there. We'll place 1 more bit right there underneath that piston. Once we have that in place, next we need to go ahead and come right over here. We need to go and place in another block in right here just like this. We're going to place this here on the side over here like that. We need to have a repeater that's set to 2 ticks right here. That's going to go up into a block like so, and there's going to be 1 on top of it coming back here just like this, just like so. Once we have that in place, we're going to go ahead and come over by 4 blocks, so that's a total of 4 blocks right there. We're going to put redstone dust on top of all of that here, just like so. Once we have that done, then we can come back over here. We're going to go ahead and place in 4 pistons facing this direction, so let's get ourselves up here a little bit better. Let's go right over here just like this, and we'll put in ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4 pistons all facing that direction. Then we need to come up by a couple blocks and place in 4 more pistons all across there, just like that. And then once you have your pistons in place, next we need to go and come right over here to this piston right here, just like that. We're going to place in at 13 blocks, including that one, all the way out here to where we're going to place our wither blaster. Now, as you can see, I've got bedrock in my inventory, and some of you might be freaking out still going, how does he have bedrock? Well, I brought my shulker box up here just to show you guys. I farmed bedrock back when it was farmable. We used tons and tons of these end crystals and these doors here and dark oak trees, along with growing them with bone meal, and we used the end portal to actually get all of these bedrock blocks. So we did do it legitly back when it was farmable. That has since been patched and we can no longer do it. So that's a bedrock that I have for the rest of the season. But I also gave my buddy Brian Cent some bedrock too, so he could build some wither cages as well. But now we're up here and we're going to need to extend this out by 13 blocks. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. We need to go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, just like that. And then from there, we're going to place ourselves in a bedrock block. Now we are down underneath that bedrock block. We need to place ourselves in 2 temporary blocks underneath it, just like this. We're going to come out in the front here. We're going to place a bit of obsidian there, just like so. We're going to go ahead and place obsidian on both sides of it is here as well. We need to place 1 more right there, just like that. Then we can go ahead and remove all of our temporary blocks hanging out here. And we can go ahead and get rid of that temporary block and the one inside of that obsidian there. Let's go ahead and get up here. We can break that guy out too. Now we can break out all of our temporary blocks. Use the temporary blocks that you still have have above to go ahead and get back to your bedrock block out here. And I'm actually going to say good to go ahead and leave that temporary block here in the middle. That's actually going to be handy right now. So go ahead and get rid of some of these leading back that way. Then we're going to extend this out by 4 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to do that to all 4 sides, just like this. And then next we need to put a ring of obsidian all the way around the edges like this, and then fill in all the middle like this. And then next put a 1 block tall ring around it just like that. And then next we're going to go ahead and come over here to this side. We're going to go ahead and place ourselves in 2 bits of obsidian there and 2 bits of obsidian there. We're going to go ahead and skip 4 blocks because, as you can see, this is lined up right with our pistons right there. We're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, and 4 just like that. Over here we're going to place another obsidian so that way all of our blocks can come in here like that. We're going to go ahead and place in obsidian all the way around here like this until we get to this area, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 just like that. And then we're going to place in 1 right there. We'll go ahead and fill this all in with obsidian all the way back to there, just like this, so it connects all the way back up like so. The next we need to go ahead and put in our wither cage. So next we're going to go ahead and come up here like this. We're going to go right on top of our bedrock block. We're going to place 1 block up like that. We're going to place another one up like this. This one we're going to go ahead and completely surround with bedrock here. We're going to go ahead and go just like that all the way around. And you want to be very careful when you're placing this because you only get 1 shot at it because it's pretty permanent, you know. Then we're going to go just like this all the way around here like that, and that's going to prevent any skulls from coming out. Then from there we need to go ahead and place another roundabout over here, and we're going to go ahead and come up by 1 like this. We're going to come all the way around here again. This time we're going to go all the way around. Plus, we're going to go 1 over the edge over here like this. So next we can come around here like so. And we're going to place these in just like this. This is going to be a 5x5 with that hole in the center, just like so. So place this all the way around, just like this. As you can see, this is going to be 2 blocks away from that center hole. So place all your blocks in around, just like so. So you have a 5x5 centered on that hole. Then once you have that done, then you can go ahead and break out your temporary blocks down there. Those are all temporary. Then you can go ahead and place in yourself a temporary block up here with 1 bedrock block on top of that hole, just like so. Then you can go ahead and break this out, which should look just like this when it's all said and done. And next we're going to go ahead and come on down here. We're going to beef this up a little bit. This is a Navy Nexus design, and I've got a tutorial on this, how to build this myself. But nonetheless, I'm actually building it a little differently because the design has actually been known to let blue skulls fly out and actually damage other stuff, surrounding stuff. So we're not going to do that here today. We're actually going to go ahead and beef this up just a little bit. We need to go ahead and place ourselves in a bit of bedrock all the way around in these areas, just like that. We're going to leave this side open. And that should be it for all the bedrock. We're going to go ahead and remove this temporary block here. And next we're going to go ahead and take ourselves some water. Let's go ahead and get ourselves some water. And we're going to go ahead and put this in the corners just like this. You should see that if you put this in the corners like so, that it leaves the center open. And that is where all of your items would fall down and in. So once you know that that's all there and you haven't dropped anything down there, you can go ahead and break out that temporary block and then hop on out of your water area, your collecting area. Once your wither blaster is looking like this, then next we're going to go ahead and go right over here. We're going to hop on up on top of our wither blaster. Now it's very important, as I said earlier, that this is the side that's going to be facing north. This is the north direction going in this direction, and that's important because we need to go to the west side over here. So we need to know which way is north so we can know which way is west. We're going to come right off the center block right here. We're going to come out here just like this right off the center. We're going to place in 4 temporary blocks. We're going to go 1, 2, oops, just like this. Let's go 2, 3, and 4 just like that. So that we have 4 blocks coming all the way out here like this. Off this block right here, we're going to come out by 1 on this side and out by another on that side. This is very important that we do this because we're about to spawn a wither and we want everything to go correctly. So we're going to go ahead and place ourselves soul sand all in these areas. And every time I do this, I always get a little nervous because we are in survival. So if anything goes wrong, I'm pretty much screwed. So let's go ahead and place these in. Let's see here. That is north. That is west. Okay. Yep, and this is the correct orientation. All right, I always get nervous, like I said. So let's go ahead and do this here. 1, 2, and 3, just like that. He spawned right in there perfectly. We need to get off this so we don't take any damage. We're going to come right over here, and he's going to blow up. There he goes. Very nicely, successfully done. Looks like after that explosion, we had a slime block bust up there. But other than that, I think we're good. Once you know everything is good, then go ahead and come over to your Wither Blaster. We're going to go ahead and come onto this side of it. This is the west side of it. And so we're going to come right over here. We're going to come right in line with your Wither right there, right in the dead center. We're going to come right off this block that's dead center with that one. We're going to turn around in this direction. We're going to place ourselves in a block just like this. Once we have that in place, we're going to grab ourselves a dispenser. And that's going to go in this direction right here, right in line with your Wither. This is going to throw a snowball at him, and we're going to place ourselves in a hopper just like this so the snowballs can go into that dispenser. Then once we have that in place, we can place ourselves in a temporary block out the back with a piston right here, just like so. Once we have that in place, we can break out our temporary block. And then what we need to do is we need to go ahead and place ourselves in 2 temporary blocks here, just like so. And once we have that in place, we can go ahead and place in ourselves some glass here, just like this, on both sides. We're going to go just like that. And we'll go ahead and put glass here on this side as well, just like so. And on this side as well, just like this. There we go. All right, once we have that done, then we can go ahead and break these 2 temporary blocks out, and then we'll need to grab that stone out of there eventually. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a pumpkin head just like this, and we're going to go ahead and place ourselves in 2 snow blocks just like this, and then a pumpkin to create ourselves a snowman, so there's snow on the ground over there. And then we're going to place in ourselves a temporary block with a glass block on top to protect them. And be sure to remove any of the blocks that are in there. So once that's all done, next we're going to go ahead and come on over to here. We're going to wire this guy up now. We need to come over to our pistons over here. We're going to come to that circuit right here. We need to go ahead and place ourselves in a block right there. We need to get ourselves on top of it. Now we need to come out here until we're even with our snowman machine, which is going to be a few blocks more. I think that's right even with the edge, and then one more should be even with that. Yep. And then we need to head on over in this direction. We need to go all the way across over here. We need to come right up next to our obsidian right here, and as long as you're right like that, that is correct. That's good. And we're going to place ourselves in a block right there and meet ourselves up to it just like so. There we are. Then we need to place ourselves in some redstone dust all the way down, leading all the way back to where we started. So once we have that in place, then we need to actually go ahead and place in ourselves a redstone torch down here and make sure that our redstone reaches. So what we're going to do is we're going to place ourselves in a temporary block right here at the beginning of the redstone. We're going to place ourselves in a redstone torch just like that. That's going to extend all these pistons too. So let's go ahead and get on over here, and we need to get ourselves up there somehow. Let's see here. Let's just come back up here on these blocks up here. That'll be easier. And then once we're on top of here, we should be able to get back on top of this redstone over here. There we go. So once we're on top of here, we need to come where our redstone ends right here, where this redstone signal stops. We need to break that redstone dust and replace it with a repeater. That should be just like that. There we go. That's on. So now we need to go ahead and wire this guy up. We need to go ahead and take ourselves a block out of here. Let's see here. We need to get ourselves a temporary block out here. So let's go just like this. Let's place ourselves in a temporary block right here just like that. There we go. We'll place ourselves in a block on the side of that one like this with a repeater out the side. We'll take ourselves another block out here on this side just like this. There we go. And I think we can go ahead and take ourselves in another temporary block out the back here like this. We need ourselves a torch out the back. Then one more on the back side right there. We need to get ourselves up there and place one more torch in. I'm all out of torches. As I was saying, we need one more torch right there. That should go ahead and push that guy forward just like that. Let's go ahead and hop on down here. We need to break out all of our temporary blocks. And then once you've got all that in place, you can go ahead and come on over this way and go ahead and break your redstone just like this. You can go ahead and place it in back there like that, and you should see that a snowball comes out and gets shot at your wither. As long as you know that's happening, you can go ahead and come back down here to your redstone down here where we placed in our redstone torch to test the whole thing. Go ahead and break out this block too, and then next we need to go ahead and work by this lamp here. We need to go ahead and go turn that lamp on. This should be your mud mode circuit, and so as you can see, we've labeled it with mud. We're going to go ahead and turn that lamp on. We need to go ahead and head back out. Next, we need to go ahead and wire that guy up, so we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some redstone dust here. Let's go ahead and place it on top of these blocks here on top of the lamp all the way out to here, just like so. Once you have it out to there, we're going to go ahead and come up by a block right in front of that. We're going to go ahead and come up by another block right here by the pistons, and then we're going to come up another block in that direction to the right-hand side, just like that. So we're going to go up by 2, and then to the right by 1, just like that. Then once we have that in place, we're going to need to go ahead and place ourselves in a piston right here, and I want to place in one more block so I don't get pushed off. So we're going to go ahead and place it in just like that. There we go. Then we're going to place ourselves in a block on the side of that piston there, so that way it's pushing and pulling that block right there. We need to grab ourselves a dispenser, and on the side over here where our pistons are, we need to go ahead and place it in the upwards position just like that. Then we need to grab ourselves 3 temporary blocks. We need to go 1, 2, and 3 just like that. We need to come down below, so let's go ahead and hop on down here. Let's go ahead and get on down here and see what we can do from down here. We need to place in an observer kind of like this. We need to place it in here just like this. So dirt is going to be coming in this way from that piston right there. It's going to be getting pushed. So if it changes state and it gets pushed, we want to observe that. And then what we want to do with that is we want that signal to go from this observer into this block right here. So that way this observer is now watching that observer and it'll power that dispenser. So once you have all that installed, then you can go ahead and remove your temporary blocks that were up above like this. Then once you have that done, you can come on down here below your dispenser, and we're going to come down below the block right next to it just like this. We're going to place in a temporary block, and we're going to place ourselves in a hopper going into it just like this. We're going to take another temporary block and come on down here like this in this direction right here. We're going to go ahead and break these out here just like this, and we're going to place ourselves in another block going, or another hopper going into that block in that direction just like that. Once you have that done, then we're going to go ahead and break this one out. Next, we need to go ahead and place ourselves in a block of choice right here, and then we need to go ahead and come out by 1 more just like this, and then we're going to come down by 1 just like so. We need to go ahead and break this block out here just like this, and go ahead and place ourselves in another block there and another block there just like that. There we go. We are going to need ourselves a redstone torch, so go ahead and place yourselves in a redstone torch here on the front here just like that, and then we're going to place ourselves in a repeater just like so, with some redstone dust here on the top just like this. Then we need to take ourselves a comparator and place it in there just like this. So I'm going to look up here in that direction. That should point that in the right direction. There we go. All right, then we're going to look into this hopper right here. So go ahead and open that hopper. And then in these 4 slots, we're going to place in 4 items that would never go in here. So this is going to be our filter, basically. And so we're going to filter out just glass bottles. There we go. We want 18 glass bottles in there just like that. And now anytime a glass bottle goes into this dispenser, so this dispenser is going to dispense water bottles. So when it dispenses the water and it actually turns into a bottle, it'll go through here and then go out of the system and get recycled. And we're going to go ahead and place ourselves in another dispenser right in here, right on the front of that hopper right here. We need to go ahead and crouch. I can't believe I wasn't crouched on the edge right there. That's crazy. So let's go ahead and place ourselves in a dispenser here just like that. Once we have that done, we're going to place in 3 blocks in here just like this, and 1 up like that. And actually, this is the only block that needs to stay. These 2 actually don't need to be here. This one here is actually going to be glass like this. There we go. We need ourselves a redstone torch under that block to power that dispenser here. We're going to place ourselves in a temporary block right here just like this, and we're going to surround it with glass. So we're going to go just like this all the way around. Then once we have that in place, just like that, there we go. We need to go ahead and place ourselves in a hopper up here just like this onto this dispenser there just like so. We're going to place ourselves in a bit of glass right there. We're going to go ahead and come up by another one just like so, come up by another one. We're going to take this all the way up above that hopper just like so. Then once we're up to the hopper, we need to go ahead and place ourselves in 2 bits of glass right there and 1 bit of glass right there. This actually doesn't need to be glass right here. This actually needs to be a temporary dirt block that we're going to place in right there. And then that way we can take ourselves some water. We need to grab ourselves a couple buckets of water here. So I've got myself 4 buckets. We need to place ourselves in water down here in the bottom, 1 up from there, 1 up from there, and then finally in the top just like that. And you should see that that flows on top of that hopper there. That's going to take all the bottles, put them into there, so that way you can turn this dirt into mud. So next we need to go ahead and place ourselves a temporary block and then cover this water here with some glass and then break our temporary block out. Once you've got all that complete, you want to go ahead and take yourself 9 water bottles here, and we want to go ahead and open up this dispenser here. We want to go ahead and open this guy up and put ourselves 9 water bottles, just like that. There we go, that's full. Then what we want to do next is we want to come down here to that dispenser down here. Let's see if we can actually access that here from here. Can we access that from anywhere? Let's go like this for right now. I think we can actually go ahead and break this block pretty safely. Let's go ahead and break that block. We're going to go ahead and put ourselves 9 stacks of glass bottles. It has to be 9. It has to be full in order for these to spit out and become a water bottle. So we're going to go ahead and place that back. And as you can see, a water bottle is going to go into the system. Once you've got all that completed, next we need to go ahead and come on over here. We need to come right over here and come back to the entrance of our farm. We're going to turn our clay mode circuit on. So we're going to flick that switch in the on position. Then we need to hop back up here onto the top up here where the lamp is. We're going to place in 2 bits of redstone dust just like this. You should see that it's lit up because we turned it on. Then we're going to place ourselves in a block like that, and then we're going to place ourselves in a temporary block, another block, a temporary block, and one more block out here like this. We're going to go ahead and break out our 2 temporary blocks and then replace those both with redstone dust just like this. Up here we're going to take ourselves one more temporary block, and I think we'll place it in right there. We need to get up on over here and place ourselves in a sticky piston in there just like that. There we go. Then we can take ourselves some redstone dust, place it in there like that, and you should see that it extends. Then break out the temporary block underneath there. Then what we need to do is we need to actually go ahead and get onto our wither cage over here. So we're going to hop on over here. We need to place ourselves in an observer facing in this direction with the red dot facing this way. Then we need to hop back on over here and put ourselves in an observer facing in that direction just like that. Then what we need to do is we need to place ourselves in one more block in here, just like so. Then next we need to place ourselves in a piston in the upwards position right here next to that observer. That's going to be sitting right there. Next we need to go ahead and place ourselves in a block underneath that. So I think we need to take a temporary block from under here, just like so, and go ahead and place that in here. And I believe that block's going to go right in here just like that. There we go. Once we have that in place, we need ourselves another temporary block, and we're going to place one in here just like this right next to that piston. Once we have that piston in place, we're going to place ourselves in a repeater right there on 3 ticks, just like so. Then go ahead and place yourselves in another block in over that, and then you can break out your temporary block underneath, just like so. Then we need to place ourselves in 2 bits of redstone dust. We're going to place it in it there and there, just like that. Then we're going to take ourselves a sticky piston, and we're going to place it on the side over here, just like so, so it hooks up to the redstone dust over there. And basically what's happening is that anytime a dirt block gets pushed over this observer here, it's going to go ahead and trigger this observer, which will trigger that observer, which will send a power into here, which will trigger this piston. It'll pull the dirt block back, and then three ticks later, it'll push it up. You can see that if we put a temporary block in here just like this, if we take this one out, we can test our system. If we place a block on top of that observer, you should see that it gets pulled out and pushed up. Once you've tested out your system, you can go ahead and break out your temporary blocks. You should also see that your dirt has now turned into mud, which is good. Next, we're going to go ahead and pillar up on top of this piston by 8 blocks. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, just like that. Then what we need to do is we need to go ahead and pillar back from here in this direction, just like so. We're going to come back by about 4 blocks. And then once we come back by 4 blocks, we're going to be able to go ahead and come underneath here, just like this. We want to place ourselves in an observer in that direction right there with the red dot facing in that direction like that. So what we need to do now is we need to actually get on top of that observer just like this and place another observer facing up like that, and now we can break out all of our temporary blocks. Once we're on top of it like this, we can go ahead and take ourselves a piston just like this and place it in that direction. Next we need to go ahead and take ourselves some dripstone blocks. We're going to go ahead and place these in here just like this. We're going to count out by 7, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and take some pointed dripstone. We're going to take this. We're going to hop on down here on top of our wither cage. We'll go ahead and place in some pointed dripstone all underneath here, and we'll bring that all the way back to the beginning here. Then we can go ahead and remove all of our temporary blocks. Once you've taken out all of your temporary blocks, then we're going to go ahead and come back to this row of dripstone. We're going to go ahead and come across our obsidian right here over to this side. We're going to go ahead and place in ourselves more dripstone over here. We're going to go right across here just like this, and we're going to bring that out by 4 blocks wide, and we're going to go 7 blocks deep. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then we need to fill all of that in just like this. And then next we need to go ahead and come on down below here. We need to go ahead and hop down onto our redstone, and we need to place out some temporary blocks to stand on. So we're going to go ahead and place a block in it just like this, and we'll go ahead and bring a couple out here just like so, and we'll build ourselves a bridge just like this so we can go ahead and put dripstone on the bottom of all of this. Also on the obsidian, you can go ahead and place dripstone here too. And then once you have the bottom all covered like this, go ahead and break out all of your temporary blocks down below. And then next, get yourself up here just like this. And then we need to break out that temporary block, of course. Then next, we need to go ahead and come on over here. We're going to need to place in our pistons. We're going to place in 2 temporary blocks just like this to get us started. Then we're going to place 4 pistons along the side here just like this. We're going to have blocks coming down and in front of these, so we need to place in some blocks behind them to power them. So we're going to place these in here just like so, with some redstone dust on top just like that. We need to take ourselves an observer, and we're going to place that in there just like so. So when blocks come down, it powers this whole redstone bit right here. And then once you have this redstone in, you're going to need to continue on watching this tutorial on part 5. And so nonetheless, you guys are almost finished. I promise, it's almost done. This is all the clay that's been coming into the farm, and it's been working out really great. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this part of this tutorial. This thing's absolutely insane. We've been doing really, really well, and we've already got ourselves plenty more jungle wood. Check this out. We've got a couple more. Where is it? It's right over here. We got ourselves 2 bits of jungle wood in the time it took me to edit up this episode. And look at all this. I didn't even realize this. Look at how much mud we've got. And look at all this, too. We've got all these overflow of acacia wood, spruce wood, birch wood. So we're doing absolutely insane. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this part of the tutorial. And if you guys did, be sure to smack the like button for me. And subscribe if you guys are new. I'm Broken Bones, and I'll be seeing you guys in part 5 of this tutorial. Take it easy, everybody. Just hit the link on the end screen. It's right there. You guys will see it.